So they need 235 to win from 300 balls. These are the bowling figures. McGrath has bowled none overs, no wicket for none. That's the first runs of the day for Prescothick. There's a mix-up with the batsman. Hit straight at Lee. That's out of the ground. Probably won't like that one little bit.
Well, he really hit that a long way. Exciting stuff. The one-day fielding restrictions really give attacking batsmen an advantage at the start of the innings.
Lee to begin a new over. The run rate's down to just under 4.5 and over. Ooh, that looked quite nasty. It's high in the air. That's the first boundary for Prescothick. Lee to bowl to Prescothick. Oh, that's gone a long way. Really struck that well.
The fielder just watched it, going, going, going.
Overs are left for England.
The batsmen are off to a flying start. If they keep this up, then the target will be no problem at all.
The required run rate is around 4.5 and over. Stopped by Hayden. Knight waiting at the striker's end. There it goes. A superb catch from McGrath.
That was a bad shot. He really seemed to lose concentration.
Knight goes for only 6. Hussain is off the mark. That's a big appeal. No response from the umpire. The fielders were very confident about that one, but to no avail.
Yes, Richie, I would have given that one, but the umpire's saying not out. I think the umpire got that one wrong, to be honest.
47 overs are left in the innings.
The one-day fielding restrictions really give attacking batsmen an advantage at the start of the innings.
Lee to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 4.5 and over. There it goes. Warren couldn't quite reach it. It's straight at Bevan. It's a mix-up with the batsman. Umpire signalling for the third umpire for this one. The batsman will have to be more careful now, having got away with that. played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Prescothic is now facing. A very good over. Only one offered in the end. McGrath to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. That must be close. The umpire raised his finger and he's out. Hussain goes for only 2. Thorpe facing his first ball. It's straight at Lee. That's a lovely way to get off the mark. Prescothic is now facing. He's got it into the gap. That takes him into double figures. That's cut off by Bevan. McGrath to bowl to Prescothic. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. McGrath to bowl to Thorpe. That's straight up in the air. That's the first boundary for Thorpe. That's the end of the 5th over. Lee to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 4.5 and over. Stopped by Lehman. Prescothic waiting at the striker's end. A nice shot, but it won't make it to the boundary. Gillespie just picks that up inside the rope. He didn't quite get hold of that one properly. Thorpe waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight to a fielder. McGrath to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 4.5 and over. Beautiful shot. Prescothic has now moved into the 20s. He's worked that into the gap. Lee to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 4.5 and over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Bevan reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Lee at the start of his run-up. Stopped by Bevan. Lee to Trescothick. A very good over. Only 2 off it in the end. McGrath to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. That must be close. The umpire says not out. Oh, I felt that that wasn't out. That was just inches from the stumps. McGrath to Thorpe. That's straight up in the air. Super shot by Thorpe.
That was a wonderful shot. He looks in great shape out there.
Six.
Great strike. It looked like 6 the moment he struck it.
Only the 8 runs required. Thorpe is now on strike. Ten runs came from that over. We're about to see the first bowling change. The required run rate is around 4.5 and over. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. That's well bowled by Warren.
That's turned and bounced. The bowler will be very encouraged by that.
Gone, caught.
Well done, the fieldsman. He really backed up the bowler's effort.
Thorpe goes for 15. Those are the first runs for Stewart. That's the end of the 10th over. McGrath to begin a new over. The required run rate has crept up to around 4.5 and over. Stopped by Lee. It looked as if he was home to me. McGrath at the start of his run-up. The batsman will have to run these. The batsman coming back for a second. Fielded by Martin. That's gone high in the air. That was really well judged. It went a long way up.
Brilliant catch. The batsman can't believe he hung on to that.
Trescothick eventually goes for 27. 39 overs are left in the innings. The bowling figures for McGrath are 6 overs, 3 for 34. The required run rate has crept up to around 4.5 and over. Warren is back in the attack. Oh, big shout for that one. No response from the umpire. It was a huge shout, but with no reward.
Well, Richie, that looked very close, but the umpire's given the batsman the benefit of the doubt. That was a tough decision for the umpire.
Warren to bowl to Stewart. It's straight at Ponting. Warren continues. .38 overs are left in the innings. The required run rate has crept up to around 4.5 and over. McGrath at the start of his run-up. Long hop and dispatch for 4. That's the first boundary for Flintoff. McGrath is back in the attack. Stewart is now facing. .37 overs are left in the innings. The run rate stands at just under 4.5 and over. He didn't quite get hold of that one properly. Stewart waiting at the striker's end. Beautiful shot. That's the first boundary for Stewart. Warren at the start of his run-up. That's racing away to the boundary. That takes him into double figures. .36 overs are left in the innings. Flintoff facing. Now the run rate stands at just over 4.5 and over. Oh, that's close. Well, the umpire shakes his head. The bowler looks really disappointed.
Yes, Richie, that must have been very, very close. A tough decision by the umpire, but he seemed certain.
That's cleared the infield, and that really was a super stroke.
Well, he got everything right there. Footwork, hands, kept his head down, kept the ball on the ground. Nothing better than that.
It's straight to a fielder. There's a mix-up with the batsman. We're going to need the third umpire for this one. He's not a good judge of a run, is he? He's worked that into the gap. Flintoff moves into double figures with those runs. There it goes. A superb catch from Martin.
That was moving pretty quickly and he did well to cling onto it.
Stewart is making his way back to the pavilion. Warren to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 4.5 and over. Stopped by Bevan. It's high in the air. That was perfectly struck.
That was a wonderful shot. He looks in great shape out there.
Flintoff is now facing. He didn't quite get hold of that one properly. White waiting at the striker's end. Warren is spinning the ball a long way out there. There's a change in the bowling for Australia. The required run rate is around 4.5 and over. White facing. Hit straight to a fielder. Lee continues. Oh, that's close. No response from the umpire. That really was a very close call. A long hop and punish. That's the first boundary for White. The run rate stands at just under 4.5 and over. It's in the air.
What an effortless shot. Brilliant.
The fielder will cut that off. Flintoff has now moved into the 20s. The batsmen are after 2. Great job done by the fielder in the deep. .32 overs are left for England. Lee to begin a new over. The run rate stands at just under 4.5 and over. Lee to bowl to Flintoff. cut away. White waiting at the striker's end. A very good over. Only one offered in the end. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Warren is back in the attack. That's straight up in the air. Just over pitched by Warren.
The drive is a beautiful shot to watch when played well, and that was a perfect example.
Oh, big shout for that one. The umpire says not out. It was a huge shout, but with no reward. That's the end of the 20th over. The required run rate has crept up to around 4.5 and over. That was a mighty hit.
What an effortless shot. Brilliant.
He's worked that into the gap. White moves into double figures with those runs. Ooh, that looked quite nasty. Lee at the start of his run-up. Lee to Flintoff. There it goes. Lee is underneath it and takes it comfortably.
That was moving pretty quickly, and he did well to cling onto it.
Flintoff is finally out for 28. That over helped the run rate somewhat. Now the run rate stands at just over 4.5 and over. That's gone high in the air. Warren is not impressed.
Fantastic shot there. He knew it was 4 as soon as he struck it.
White is now facing. And 6. Hardly seemed to hit that, yet it sailed over the ropes.
That was a super shot. I really didn't think it was too bad a ball.
That's straight up in the air. White has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. England are in a fair bit of trouble here. Warren continues. The fielder will cut that off. He looked as if he was home to me. 15 runs were picked up from that over by Warren. Lee to begin a new over. The required run rate is around 4 and over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. That's the first runs of the day for Giles. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Lee continues. It's high in the air. Martin couldn't quite reach it. And we have a change of bowling. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. It's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. Hit straight to a fielder. Gillespie to bowl to Giles. Confident appeal, and the umpire's given it. Giles goes for only 2. That was a vicious delivery.
Now ideally, he'll follow up that cracking bouncer with a Yorker.
That's a lovely way to get off the mark. Fielded in the deep by Bevan. Gillespie to Caddick. It's high in the air. Lee had a lot of ground to cover there.
He kept his concentration really well. He had a long time to think about that before it came down.
Caddick goes for only 2. The new batsman comes in at the non-striker's end. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. They have 26 overs to get, 110. That's straight up in the air. Super shot by Watt.
For all the kids watching out there, that is a perfect example of how to play the shot.
Lee to golf. That's the halfway mark, 25 overs. Gillespie to begin a new over. Now the run rate stands at just over 4 and over. There it goes. The crowd really enjoyed that shot.
Well, that was just a long hop and it got the full treatment.
Gillespie at the start of his run-up. That's the first runs of the day for golf. White is now on strike. Hit straight at Ponting. 24 overs are left for England. Lee to bowl the last of his allotted overs. The run rate stands at just under 4 and over. Lee continues. So they need 99 to win from 141 balls. Lee continues. Stopped in the covers. That's too short, and it's been dispatched before. It's the first boundary for off. Gillespie to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Gillespie to bowl to White. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. He's got it into the gap. Well, that's speeding to the boundary. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
He picked that ball up beautifully. The bowler will have to be careful not to put the ball in that area again.
We're going to see the leg spinner warm. The run rate stands at just under 4 and over. Stopped by Gillespie. White is now facing. Hit straight to a fielder. Warren at the start of his run-up. Warren to White. Gillespie to begin a new over. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Hit straight to a fielder. He looked as if he was home to me. Gillespie to golf. Gillespie to Goff. Gillespie to Goff. He's gone over the top with that, and it looks like 4 runs. That takes him into double figures. That's the end of the 30th over. Warren to begin a new over. The run rate stands at just under 4 and over. Not timed perfectly, but they got some runs anyway. Ponting reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Warren to White. Played into the gap. Goff is now on strike. The fielder will cut that off. 19 overs are left in the innings. Australia are making a change in the bowling. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here. Ooh, that looked quite nasty. That's gone high in the air. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
He'll be pleased with that one. It came sweetly out of the middle of the bat.
McGrath continues. The batsman will have to run these. That's too short. 4 runs. You really can't afford to pitch short on this track.
Well, a delivery like that really is easy pickings for any quality batsman.
England have taken their total on to 863. White is now facing. Ten runs were picked up from that over by McGrath. Warren to bowl the last of his allotted overs. The required run rate is around 3.5 and over. Steered expertly into the gap. There should be some runs here. Crowd are giving him an excellent round of applause. That's his half century, and it's taken him 47 balls. The batsmen are coming back for 2. He's just paddled around the corner. Goff has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. The batsmen are coming back for 2. stopped by Bevan. 17. Overs are left for England. McGrath to begin a new over. The required run rate is around 3.5 and over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. White waiting at the striker's end. Cracking strike. That went like a rocket to the fence.
He'll be pleased with that one. It came sweetly out of the middle of the bat.
He's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. Pushed into the gap. Batsman are coming back for 2. Collected by Martin. It's in the air. Harvey couldn't quite reach it. There it goes. Oh, he's put it down.
That's poor fielding. You need to take those chances.
16. Overs are left for England. We're about to see a change in the bowling. Now the run rate stands at just over 3.5 and over. Stopped by Martin. A long hop and punish. A perfectly timed shot for 4.
Lovely front foot shot. Head over the ball, wrist in front of the bat as he played through the line.
That's gone high in the air. He watched that onto the bat perfectly.
That was good cricket from the batsman. He placed it, didn't try to hit it too hard.
Gillespie continues. That's gone high in the air. That's the end of the 35th over. We're about to see a change in the bowling. The required run rate is around 3 and over. It's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. That's a superb shot. You really can't afford to pitch short on this track.
That was a great shot to watch. He just leant into it and stroked it to the boundary for 4.
Oh, big shout for that one. He's out. Goff makes his way back to the dressing room. Brilliantly caught. Hoggard was out for duck. So to sum up then, Australia win by 41 runs.